Now I know what you might be saying. Cereal isn't a soup. They have nothing in common with each other. Well, let's use the most reliable resource in human history, Google, to define what exactly is a cereal and a soup. According to Google, a soup is a liquid food, especially with a meat, fish, or vegetable stock, as a base and often containing pieces of solid food. A cereal is a breakfast food made from roasted grain, typically eaten with milk. At first glance, these definitions may seem completely different, but upon closer examination, it becomes clear that cereals and soups are both primarily made of a liquid base with solid ingredients mixed in. In cereal, the liquid is milk, while in soup, it's called a broth. And right now, you might be saying, cereal uses milk, while soup uses broth, therefore it can't be a soup. Case closed. However, if cereals aren't a soup because they have milk, then chowders and bisques can't be soup either because they use cream and milk as their liquid base. But that obviously isn't true, since chowders and bisques are absolutely soups. So if milk doesn't eliminate cereal as a soup, perhaps a different ingredient proves that cereals aren't a soup. Cereal uses oats as its solid ingredient, while soups use a variety of ingredients. So you might be thinking that because cereal's primary solid ingredient is oats, a grain, it cannot be considered a soup. However, even though this restriction would eliminate cereals from being soups, it also eliminates many traditional East Asian rice soups that are served with rice and noodles, because rice and noodles are made from grain just like the oats in cereal. Furthermore, tomato soup doesn't even have any solids in it at all, and it's definitely a soup. The reason for this is because adding meat, fish, or vegetables to soup is only a recommendation, as Google only says it is used often and not always. As a result, not only are cereals not disqualified from being soups, the fact that rice soups also use grains actually supports the idea that cereals could be a type of soup. Clearly, the ingredients used to make cereal do not disqualify it from soup status, but maybe the way we eat it does. A common argument against cereal being a soup is that cereal is sweet, and soups are not. Therefore, cereal is not a soup. But once again, this is wrong. While a sweet soup is certainly unusual, it is not unheard of. Many traditional Vietnamese soup recipes, such as Vietnamese rice balls, are sweet soups. And also, not all cereals are sweet. Some are just disgusting. Another argument from the anti-soup opposition is that soup is served hot, while cereal is always eaten cold. However, this argument stems from ignorance of the vast differences between different cultures' soups. For example, gazpacho is a common Spanish soup that is only served cold, just like cereal. Ah yes, the old cereal is a breakfast food argument. I'm sorry, but this is just wrong. The idea that soups are never served for breakfast is simply incorrect, as the Vietnamese pho and Burmese mohinga are both common breakfast soups. The fact that cereal is eaten for breakfast does not disprove that it is a soup. If for anything, it proves that cereal is a soup further, given the large number of soups eaten for breakfast around the world. By now, you must be convinced that there is no logical argument against cereal being considered a soup. Everything from the ingredients to the way it tastes to how it's eaten points towards cereal being a type of soup. However, even if there is no logical argument against cereal being a soup, there is certainly a social one. Most people won't let a random video about cereal being a soup convince them that cereal is in fact a soup. However, we cannot allow the ignorance of the masses to deter us. For all scientific purposes, cereal must be considered a soup. The International Astronomical Union was forced to demote Pluto to a dwarf planet after many objects larger than Pluto were found throughout the solar system. Indigo was also removed from the rainbow altogether, because it was a tertiary color, while the other six were primary and secondary colors. So too must we reclassify cereal as one of the many types of soups around the world.